Well, hello there everyone, my name is Amy, this is the Opinionated Woman, and welcome to a reading vlog. This is my queer book club reading vlog. I'm going to start doing one of these every month because I've joined a queer book club at the Book Lounge in Cape Town. If you want to join, message, like DM or email the Book Lounge. It's based in town on Wisani Street. It's my favorite bookshop in the whole world, and they started a queer book club, and I went to my first one a couple of weeks ago, and we were discussing Orlando by Virginia Woolf. So I didn't really have time to vlog it, but I've decided that I want to vlog my read and going to the book club and everything like that. Just to have a fun little like constant injection of specifically queer content, and like just because it's a fun thing for me to vlog. I love to vlog. You know, I love to vlog. This month's book is A Soft Landing by Wisani Mushwana. Now, if you've been around these parts and you saw my best books of last year, this was on it. This book is incredible. I bought this, did I buy it for my birthday? I can't remember, but since then I've met Wisani, and he's a wonderful person. We are mutuals on Instagram now, and he's just such a sweet and intelligent person, and it was really great to hear him talk about this book at a book event. So this is going to be a reread, and I don't do many rereads, so I'm actually kind of excited about it because there are a lot of things that I don't remember about it. So I have a notebook, I'm going to be taking notes, and we're going to be reading A Soft Landing together. If you want something queer and something South African, this book is for you. I'm going to already tell you that, but because it's a reread, I think I'm going to be able to get a little bit more in depth with the themes about it and everything like that. He wrote this while he was writing his thesis at varsity, which is incredibly impressive. So yeah, let's get into A Soft Landing. Howdy. Okay, I'm almost halfway. I'm 111 pages, and this is 250 pages into A Soft Landing. And there is a lot that I'm remembering from what happened. I do remember the final like big thing that happens. And it's interesting now because like there's little droplets in here that tells you that this certain thing is going to be significant, but I didn't pick up on them the first time reading it, and because I know how it's going to end, I kind of am more aware of those pieces. So we're basically following Anzani in present day in Cape Town, where he is really depressed. He's just come back from Mbabamnisi. Mbabamnisi. Yes, sorry, I'm a stupid white girl. Mbabamnisi, where he lives, and he's just like taken his mother to go to a mental hospital. But he's really depressed. He's got a really good job. He's got a good apartment. He's like, from the outside looks like he has a really good life, but he's like really depressed. He's pushing the person that he's been seeing, Yolula, away very strongly, and he is having grinder hookups to sort of feel something, and it's just you can tell like he's feeling dead inside. And then we are also going back to his childhood and his growing up to be a young adult, back home where he has his friend Neo. And from the very beginning of this book, we know that Neo is dead, but we find him, we watch him meet Neo, we watch them become best friends, and we also watch as he sort of goes down a bad path because he's trying to make up for his femininity, because he is gay, and I don't think he realizes it yet when he's younger, but he's got like an innate femininity to the way he presents himself and his mannerisms, and he like gets into gang life and joins this gym in order to sort of like fight against that. And you can see him like desperately looking for like belonging, where he feels like, I think they describe it as like a puzzle piece that doesn't have a place to go. And he's really desperately trying to fit in, but there is something about him, and that is him being gay, that is not gelling with the community that he's in. But Wisani Mushwana's writing is so beautiful. It's so emotive, and things are described like I've got a proper movie playing in my head like the whole time while I'm reading this book. What is my hair doing? It's wonderful, and I'm really interested to see what the people at the book club have to say about it. But yeah, I will check in with you. There is a sense of dread in my stomach knowing that we're leading up to Neo's death. But I really want to see how that's written again, because I can remember it feeling a little bit like fever dreamy. So I'm very keen to read that again. Like, it's saying that it were leading up to a death makes it sound like I'm spoiling it, but like it says it like right in the beginning that is the case. But yeah, I obviously am liking it. This was one of my favorite books of the year last year. But yeah, I'll update you when I get further into it. Sent me here. I realized I forgot to totally. I just completely skipped that Anzani and Neo are in love. Like, Anzani and Neo have a sexual relationship. They have an emotional relationship. They, like, that's a big part of like his drive to go and do things. He basically, him and Neo had plans to leave the small town so they could openly be together without the homophobia that would have followed them. They were going to move to Cape Town together, and they were going to be together. They had these like life dreams with them as a couple, and Anzani has to go off and do the things that they plan to do together alone. And that's why he's having these grinder hookups, and pushing Yolula away, because he's the first person that is really connected with him on an emotional level and not just a physical level. So when he loses Neo, he doesn't just lose his best friend, but he loses his love as well. And that's a very important part that I don't know how I skipped it in this vlog. I'm sorry. I totally forgot about this one scene where their teacher, Mrs. Matebula, tells each student to write something that they didn't like about the person opposite them, and then they would have to get up and tell the entire school, or the entire class, the thing that they don't like about the person. And like the one person is like, oh yeah, this person smells, this person doesn't brush their teeth, and he has a friend called Simon, and he immediately says, oh, he acts like a girl, he walks like a woman, and he always plays with the girls, and he knits even though they had a project to knit. God forbid he actually enjoys knitting. And it's just like, I think it's a really good way of showing how isolated Anzani feels in himself, and how he's trying to make up for it being super masculine and joining this gang, and going to the gym a lot, because he's trying to like fight for these things that make him stick out. And oh my God, I can't imagine this actually happening in a school. I remember once though, in school, we had this thing where we had a retreat when they were going to decide who was going to be prefects. And we had a paper on our back, and people had to write what they thought of us on our backs. But everyone was quite nice generally. I got a lot of Amy's very opinionated, which is where my username, the opinionated woman, comes from. But like, I can imagine in a different circumstance that could have ended up like really fucking cruel, and actually it, like, mostly everybody was quite kind about it, which I'm lucky for. So maybe it's not that outlandish that someone would do something like this. Some teachers are fucking cruel. Ugh. And the way he describes the teacher in such detail before, like down to the way that her watermelon slices are arranged in her lunchbox. It's just very artful, and like really puts you in place and makes you be able to picture this really hurtful scene like very clearly. It's just good writing. It's very well written here. Something had germinated within Anzani, something that fed off their disgust for him, of his anger at how they treated him in order to grow, and they had watered it with their tongues, with their criticism. Each time they disapproved of his way of being, they were feeding it so that it morphed into shedding his feminine qualities and altering his worldview. Alrighty, I finished this up landing. You saw me reading the last little bit. Like, I knew what was coming, but I knew I would cry. I was like, let me film a good old cry, because I know I'm gonna cry, because it's just so heartbreaking. The way that Wisani Mushwana like renders those very sensitive scenes is very artful. And I just love the way he ties everything together at the end. It like brings all of the like the past and like the past when he was growing up back home, and then this most recent time when he's been back home, and then his life in Cape Town, and he ties it all together and has like the exact resolution that I would want it to have. So at the moment I'm just packing to go to Joburg. But the next time you see me will be me going to book club, and we're going to talk about this, and then I'm going to let you know what the book club said. So yeah, please read this. It's so freaking good. Okay, today is book club day. I am at work currently, so I'm driving straight from work to town. It might take me a while, but yeah, I'll hopefully get some clips while I'm there, and then I'll wrap this up. Thank you.
But at least sit down, which is good. Yeah, you have to strike out. Yes, not to give away.
Mountain being ookie spooky. Okay, I'm getting my dinner ready. Hang on. I'm getting my dinner ready, so I'm going to chat to you. Book club was great. It's so interesting because, like, in this sort of situation, like, I know I would want to talk, but because I talk about books on here so often and I've got a lot of practice, I find myself feeling more confident than I would usually when it comes to speaking about books. And this time, if you can see from the clip, the man in the green and cream jumper, that's Wisani Mushwana. He's the author, and because he's done events with the book lounge before, and Brandon, the guy who runs the book club, has has met him and like organized events and stuff like that. And he was like, well, why don't you come to the book club? So I saw him come in because we're mutuals on Instagram. And I was like, hey, it's Wisani! I was like, that's so cool. I forgot to say hello to him afterwards, like an idiot. But I was talking to Brandon and these two people called Isabel and Kestrel. And we were having a good old chat, and I added a couple of things to my TBR. The chat was really good. It was really interesting because there was one woman there who literally is from nearby where where home is for Anzani. Like, she says it's like the town over from where she grew up, so she loved that kind of representation. She said she could also feel, there's a part in the book where Yolula says, my parents paid good money for this accent because he's kind of got like a white boy accent. And he's like, I'm not going to squander my parents' money by not using my accent. And she said she felt very seen in that. We also talked a lot about the experience of speaking different languages, being from different cultures, and having to sort of code switch between different things. And I shared that was very interesting for me because especially like the use of language in there, because there are some Tonga like lines in the book that I obviously like need to Google Translate. And I was talking about how it adds so much more to my reading experience because so much of literature is catered towards me, the basic ass white girl from an upper middle class background. So that part was very interesting, and I feel like we had good chats. There are a couple of people who are really quiet at these things, even though they have read the book, like they don't speak up much. It's mostly me and Brandon and Tian, and then the other woman
who, you know, when you hear a name and you need to see it written down, and once you see it written down, you're going to be sharp. So, like, basically, as soon as I see her name written in the group, I will be sorted. But it was a really good time. And yeah, next month they're not going to have it because open book is happening, so things are a little bit crazy. But the next time we have Queer Book Club, I will have you along for the ride again. I hope you enjoyed this. Please pick up a soft landing. It's fucking wonderful. If you want to see more from me, my crochet creations from Real Gay Crochet, Leela's rubbing her ears on the carpet. My Real Gay Crochet is linked, my Shopify is linked down below, along with my TikTok and my Instagram, and a coffee link, which is a one-time tip jar if you want to support my channel. Other than that, like and subscribe, all of that fun stuff. I'll check you next time.